Welcome to yet another episode of Astrohealth. So we are today into Cancer. Of course, the sun sign. Don't worry too much about Cancer. These Cancerians, in general, only from the health point of view, have a very peculiar nature. That is, they get into spasms, depressions, and because of their emotional nature, they have a very impacting imagination, and sometimes they allow themselves to be misunderstood by others, and they have this great quality of converting their weaknesses into strengths. And sometimes they develop a skill to do very well when they think they're going to fail. But they have this problem of varicose veins, or sometimes the joint veins, and they're also susceptible to diabetes, the sugar complaint. The liver behaves in a rather odd and eccentric manner, but that's what Cancerians are all about. But all this is because of a deficiency of the calcium fluoride in their body system. Now the ingredient which they require is Calcarea Fluor 3x. Taken daily, it clears all problems, and in fact it allows any other ailment or even a disease for that matter to be cured easily. So Calcarea Fluor, that is for Cancerians. Well, a student of astrology has sent a very interesting question. Why are degrees of planets important, or are they? Can we read a horoscope without going into the degrees of planets? The answer is no. Because at the end of the day, why do we go to an astrologer? Because we're not happy with ourselves, we're not happy with our lives, or we are not happy with somebody else. As the events unfold, sometimes there is always one aspect lurking in the corner of our minds, that is this my fate? Is this my destiny? Of course, now we have a capsule, that is a horoscope. Mind you, a horoscope is just a single cellular structure, and you have to expand it and then read the configuration of planets. When you do that, sometimes even if you see wonderful yogas in a horoscope, and you find that they're not really fructifying, well, you have to go into the degrees of the planets. There are concepts known as combustion. Some planet gets into 10 degrees of sun, and you say that the planet is combust. But again, when you take the 12th sign, the 12th house rather, from the ascendant, which represents the acts of secrecy, the aspects of philosophy, spirituality, the nature of death, and what is the next birth going to be, and bed comforts, a lot of things. If you study 6, 8 and 12, you can actually see the genetic code of a person hidden in the combination of 6, 8 and 12. So where from he comes and where he is going, like what Jacob Galbraith had said about money. Money, whence it came, where it went. Similarly, life, whence it came and where it went, or where it's going rather. Yes. You can explore the genetic code of an individual from the 6, 8 and 12. No doubt about it. Of course, it depends on how you do it. In particular, I'm referring to the 12th house because, like I said, that's a mysterious house. And if a planet is getting into the 29th or the 30th degree of a sign, a sign it consists of 30 degrees, and if a planet gets into 29th and 30th or in between, then that planet is said to be in an anaretic degree. That is the last degree of a given sign. Just compare the broader picture, the 12th sign, with the minuscule of a 29th or 30th degree of a given sign. What that given sign is for that ascendant or the house, and what the ownership of that planet which is in question, that determines the effect of the previous karma as linked to that planet. That planet might be owning your 7th house or your 8th house, or even sometimes the 5th, whatever, even Lagna Lord. So if that planet happens to be in the 29th or 30th degree of another house, then you have to be very careful in reading the results of the planet, even if that planet becomes a yoga karaka. That planet becomes an anaretic planet. That is precisely why you have to look at the degrees of each planet at the time of birth. Now, how to read these anaretic planets? Because we find a lot of cases where the horoscope is so good and it is reflecting a lot of great things, but nothing is happening. Sometimes even Guru, Jupiter, can give you trouble if he becomes an anaretic planet. Suddenly you find that Jupiter is in the 11th house or in the maybe 2nd house or even in a Kendram or Trikonam, and he's not delivering. So for example, I'm just giving you one illustration. And again, that's not all. Who is aspecting and associating? That is also very important, because if a planet is in an anaretic degree and he is aspected or associated by an opponent planet, for example Ravi and Shani, the results are different. I will go one by one from Sun to Saturn, Rahu and Ketu. We will discuss the anaretic positioning of planets and the meaning, how to go in it. And of course, I'm not going to leave there. I'll also tell you how to advise the client regarding the remedial measures. And again, don't get confused. When I say remedial measures, it doesn't mean that you have to do a lot of japams and shantis and home and spend thousands of rupees, lakhs in fact. That's not the idea. The remedy is inherent in a horoscope, and that is drawn from the activity planet. Now, when I'm talking about an anaretic planet, I have to tell you invariably about the activity planet in any horoscope. And fortunately, Everybody has an activity planet. Mind you, this activity planet need not be only a benefic or a yoga karaka. It can also be a malefic. So most astrologers ignore, or in fact don't identify this activity planet, because the advice to be given by an astrologer is not just, see, this is going to happen now, that is going to happen then, and then you have nothing else to do. That's not the way. The clear picture is, you have to give the clear picture, guide the client and say, see, your activity can be oriented towards this side, so that the other planet gets activated. So that's how it is. So that can be done only by identifying and understanding the nature of the activity planet, as opposed to an anaretic planet if it is present. Now again, I am not referring to the activity planet only because I am talking about the anaretic planet. The activity planet is always there, that can be used for different purposes as well. And more so when you have an anaretic planet, and because fortunately you don't have to do much when the client tells you that, sir, my life is complicated, nothing is happening. Certainly, most certainly, you will have an anaretic planet for that horoscope. It's easy. Just go through the degrees. And how to handle that anaretic planet, we will discuss later. I will go planet wise. That's all.